culture at the same time.
Now, we talked about this on the show before, right? We've got fresh, that's a nice pound-and-a-half lobster, right? And then, you know, we've got this is a female lobster, right? Because it's got soft over here. We want to make sure that they're lively and fresh and they're alert. No dead lobsters going in there. Hard shell, right? All right, Steve, throw them in there. Let's see what we're all about.
While he's cooking away back there, I'm gonna make a seasoning mix with some salt and these spices from your local grocery store.
Yum, that sounds great.
Keeps.
Whoever performs the Hajj solely for the sake of Allah, and in the course of it abstains from sensuality and disobedience, such a person returns from there as immaculate as a child just born. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The annual pilgrimage to the Kaaba in Mecca and to certain key holy sites within the vicinity of Mecca is called the Hajj. Although Muslims can visit the Kaaba at any time of the year and perform a pilgrimage known as Umrah, the Hajj only takes place once a year, between the 8th and the 13th days of Dhu Hijjah, the 12th and final month of the Muslim lunar calendar. Every Muslim whose health and wealth allows him or her to do so should undertake a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in his or her lifetime. This obligation is the fifth of the 5 pillars of Islam. For Muslims, the Kaaba stands at the sacred center of the world as the one shrine dedicated to the worship of the one God. According to Islamic teaching, it was originally built by the prophets Abraham and Ishmael, peace be upon them both, and intended to be the focal point for all human worship of the Almighty. It is for this reason that, no matter where they are in the world, Muslims orient themselves toward this holiest of shrines when they offer their obligatory 5 daily prayers. According to tradition, it was Abraham, also known as Halilullah, or the friend of God, who originally established the rites of the Hajj. Rites which commemorate important events in his and his family's life of uncompromising service to God. All pilgrims enter into the sacred state of Ihram, a state of purity and of the renunciation of evil and mundane matters, in which both acts of violence against any living creature, quarreling, and normally permitted sexual relations between husband and wife are strictly forbidden. For male pilgrims, the state of Ihram is symbolized by 2 pieces of seamless white cloth, believed to have been the simple garb of the pure monotheist Abraham. Female pilgrims generally wear a simple white dress and a head covering, but not a veil covering the face. The simplicity and relative uniformity of the Ihram garments also have the effect of leveling all social distinctions, emphasizing the essential equality of all human beings in the eyes of God. Entrance into the state of Ihram is not only marked by a change in dress, it is also marked by the recitation of the Talbiyah, the primary invocation of the Hajj. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am, O God, here I am. You have no partner. Here I am. Yours is all praise, grace, and dominion. You have no partner. The first principal rite of the Hajj performed by the pilgrim is the tawaf, or circumambulation of the Kaaba 7 times accompanied by specific prayers. This circumambulation of the Kaaba, the symbol of God's oneness, implies that all human activity must have God and nothing else at its center. The circumambulation has been said to be in imitation of the angels, who constantly circle the throne of God, magnifying and praising His holy name. The prayers recited during the circumambulation function, in part, make it clear to the pilgrims that while the Kaaba marks the physical focal point of their worship is being offered not to the house or the place in which it stands, but rather to the one Lord of the house and of all places. The next rite of the Hajj is the Sa'i, or the running 7 times between the hillocks of Al-Safa and Al-Marwa. According to tradition, these are the 2 hills between which Hagar ran in a frantic search for water to quench Ishmael's thirst. At the end of the 7th run, she saw water miraculously bubbling up from beneath Ishmael's foot. The water, understood to be a divine gift in recognition of Hagar's devotion to and trust in God, was from a source which eventually became known as Zamzam, meaning to bubble up. The rites of the circumambulation and the running between the hills can be performed any time of year as part of an umrah. While they are
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Surah Al-Fatiha, or the opening chapter in the Holy Quran. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to God, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, most gracious, most merciful, master of day of judgment. Thee do we worship, and thine aid we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath and who go not astray. The Arabic translation of that is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Malik Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. And with that, I welcome you to another edition of the History, Community, Life, and Diversity of Muslim Americans in New England. I am Hassan Rashid, your host, and I'll be here with you for approximately 25 more minutes. So it's excellent being here with you once again, and it's also a great achievement to come into your households, your lives, or wherever you might be, like we do here daily at Cctv. Okay, the opening video was provided through courtesy of the Hajj Committee. Well, everybody knows what Hajj is, and the reason why I played that, because I wanted to try to prep you or prime you for the upcoming holy month of Ramadan. You know, Ramadan is less than 65 days away, so I just wanted to get you to start thinking about making preparations for Ramadan, and you know, right after Ramadan, following Ramadan is the Hajj. So we're going to try to get back to the Hajj video as soon as we can. But right now I'd like to inform you of, enlighten you on some of the activities that's happening here around in Cambridge. Okay, the Center for Arabic Culture has a series of events lined up for your entertainment and enjoyment. So we're going to try to share some of those dates with you. The save the date, okay, they want you to save the date. That's the Tell Me About My Country, a story in a song. The Center for Arabic Culture Chamber Ensemble and the New York Arabic Orchestra in concert under direction of CAC's artists in residence and musical virtuoso. So that's Mr. Bassam Saba, and this event is on Saturday, April 18, 2015, and the doors open at 6:30 p.m. and at 6:30 p.m. and at 5:45 p.m. at the YMCA Theater in Cambridge. So that's right up the street from CCTV. The Y is at the 820 Mass, and we're at it's at 438 Massachusetts. So that's going to be right here in Central Square. So you stay tuned for that. That's Tell Me About My Country, a story in a song, and it's been hosted by Mr. Basim Saba. So they're at the YMCA Theater, Cambridge, 6:30 p.m. That's when the doors open, and it's this coming Saturday, April 18th. Okay. Other events sponsored by the Center for Arabic Culture is the, well, there's one on the April 25th featuring Amir Zar comedy show at the Center for Arabic Culture Spring Fling, they call it. So don't miss one of King's comedy show by Arabic American comedian Amir Zar. Tickets available. So if you like tickets, you can go to CAC. Oh, that's okay. That's Saba Market, Mediterranean food. That's www.sabmarket.com or the Center for Arabic Culture and their info. Okay, they're at cacboston.org for more information about any of these events that you hear me announce to you. Okay, there's another one coming up. That's April 25th. That's the 2015 second annual Spring Fling Open House. Okay, we've already mentioned that, but there's tickets scheduled for music, dance, fashion, so they don't want you to miss out. So don't miss the CAC Community Fashion Show during the spring. Flamenco Dance Show at CAC Spring Fling by Jamie L. Damasquini and Antonio Torriti Train. So that's Thursday at the okay, there's another event entitled Gender and Sexuality from the University of California, Berkeley, and they're featuring. Okay, we don't have more details on that one. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Islamic feminism. That's what it is. Okay, that's a talk with Elizabeth Segrin. And for centuries, many Muslim women felt they had to choose between feminism and their faith. They believed that these two ideologies were mutually exclusive and incomplete. However, around the world, Muslim women are re-examining the Quran and discovering that it is possible to fight for their rights from within the Islamic tradition. This talk will survey the strides that women are making to change laws and social values so that women have a more equal role with the Muslim family. The event is a reprise of a program from last year's Niha Allah funded Muslim Journey series. Elizabeth Segrin is a writer who received her PhD in South and Southeast Asian studies with a specialization in gender and sexuality from the University of California, Berkeley. She contributed to the Atlantic, the Nation, Foreign Affairs, and Fast Company. That's Thursday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Somerville Central Library, 79 Highland Avenue. So if you like additional information, you can call 623-500, or you can access their website. And that's www.somervillepubliclibrary.org. Okay, we're gonna move along now, but I want you to, before we do move along, I want to try to give you a little bit more contact information about this Center for Arabic Culture. So they're located at 199 Highland Avenue at 6B, Somerville, and their website is www.cacboston.org. That's www.cacboston.org, and their email is info@cacboston.org. So that's the contact information for the Cultural Center of Arab Culture. So I advise you to get in touch with those people because they got a lot going on that I'm sure you'll be interested in. So you just check them out, find out all about it. Okay, this next one is another event that's happening in our location, in our locality. Okay, this is our region. Okay, that's a Prince Lobo event. Prince Lobo presents a discussion with Basim Youssef. Is satire dead? That's the title of this discussion, is satire dead? We're honored to welcome Basim Youssef, political satirist, former host of the television program El Barnamig in Egypt, one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world and courageous proponent of freedom of speech to a program about the role of satire in evolving international landscape. So Dr. Youssef will be joined by Peter Kadzitz, senior editor of WGBHnews.org, and Joseph Steinfeld, media and First Amendment lawyer at Prince Lobo, for a dynamic discussion about social, political, and legal challenges to offensive speeches in the U.S. and abroad. So program chair is Asya Kaliko, Prince Lobo media and First Amendment lawyer. So that's St. Youssef. Is satire dead? And they're at, this event is going to be held at 100 Cambridge Street, Suite 2200, Boston, Massachusetts. Once again, that's 100 Cambridge Street, Suite 2200, Boston, Massachusetts 02114. So so that's once again Basim Youssef. Is satire dead? And he's one of the leading satirists out of Egypt. Okay, and he'll be at 100 Cambridge Street, Suite 2200 on May 1st. From 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So don't you miss that one, okay? That's another thing, something that you can become involved in. So I'd like to bring this attention to your attention. I had a video on this one, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get it set in time for you. But I'm just going to read off this this news event. It's a very important event because there's been a series of vandalism to Muslim American properties in the Northeast. There's been vandalism to Muslim-owned property businesses down in Rhode Island and also Maine. But this is a video that they actually caught the vandal. He was painting some derogatory terms on the wall of this halal market up in Portland, Maine. And they actually caught him on camera. So that's what I wanted to show you, but unfortunately I don't have that video ready for you today. But I promise that sometime in the near future, you're going to see that video, okay? So this is a report this is a report on it. So police released the video showing suspect in halal market hate crime. Okay, that's what they call them, hate crimes. Faith groups urge police to prosecute those responsible for graffiti on the Portland halal food market that referred to Allah and included a sexual epithet. Okay, Portland police continue to investigate the spray painting of an offensive message on a halal market in Portland, Maine, but had brought no charges by late Monday. The graffiti was spread into the Portland halal market on St. John Street at 5 a.m. Sunday in red capital letters on the windows and bricks on the side of the building. It referred to Allah and included a sexual epithet. Allah was misspelled as Allah. Police described it as a hate crime. The person who vandalized a Portland market with an anti-Muslim graffiti is shown on a surveillance image as he leaves. Screenshots from surveillance video, okay? Okay? An employee at the Portland Halal Market uses paint strippers to remove offensive graffiti from the side of the building. So that was a part of the video that you would have saw if I had that video, but we're going to get it on. Don't worry about that. Eventually, we're going to get it on for you. Similar writings, though not with the same offensive message, has been seen in prior weeks, police said. Police released pictures from security videos in an effort to locate the suspect. Other faith groups urge authorities to treat the crime seriously. It is important that our entire community, no matter what our faith may be, rejects some of the strongest terms of bigotry directed against any faith or people, said a statement issued by the Jewish Community Alliance. We encourage the Portland Police and the Maine Attorney General to vigorously investigate and prosecute those responsible for this shameful act. So even the Jewish community experiencing these hate crimes, these hateful atrocities with things like swastikas, etc., being written on Jewish synagogues, you know, and that's similar to what has happened at this halal market. These people are going mad, so all praise is due to Allah that they found out, they have some lead on to who has been committing these acts of vandalism on Muslim American property, etc., etc. Okay. Another thing I'd like to bring your attention that the 40th annual ISNA and the Mass Convention. ISNA is the Islamic community of North America, and MAS is the acronym for the Muslim American Society. So these two groups are combining, and they're having a convention. And this convention this year is going to be held down in Baltimore, Maryland. It's at the Baltimore Convention Center. So that's the ICNA and MAS Annual Convention, May 23rd to the 25th. So you get set for that one, okay? So if you'd like additional information on this convention, you can, contact, I have the contact information right here. So hold on for a minute. Tolerate me for just a few more seconds. Okay, I'll have that for you. All right, hold on. Okay, it's okay, let's see, ICNA, okay, okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I don't have the contact, so, but I tell you what, if you go to icna.org on the internet, or MSA, Muslim American Society.org, I'm sure you can pick up the information that will lead you to registration, how to register for this event. But I tell you, it's the 40th anniversary, and tickets are being sold. So for more information, let me check one more time, see if I can find that number. Okay, I broke my glasses. I can't read that well without them. So some of this information is in very small print, and I have to do some squinting to see it. Okay, here we go. That's www.icna.org, and the phone number is 718-658-119, and you can fax them at 718-658-1255, and that's to inquire about the registration for the 40th annual ICNA Mass Convention to be held at the Baltimore Convention Center, Baltimore. So you got plenty of time to prepare for that one. That's from May 23rd to May 25. I am Hassan Rashid, and you know how fast time goes now, and summer is pretty near here too. So, but right now we have to deal with the early spring and try to get the best type of enjoyment and satisfaction out of early spring. But I want to remind you that Ramadan is less than 65 days away. Days away. That's 2 months and about maybe 15 days. But you can start getting prepared for Ramadan right now. And we're going to go off the air with the rest of that video on Hajj, because also you can get a sense of a feeling for what Hajj is going to be about this year. And I am Hassan Rashid, and I always leave you with the fact that superior wisdom can never be subjected by inferior wisdom. So with that, I leave you with the International Arabic greeting of peace, goodwill, justice, freedom, equality, and that is Assalamu alaikum.
Are essential to the Hajj. What distinguishes the Hajj from the Umrah are a series of rites that unfold outside the precincts of the sacred mosque in Mecca. These rites include wukuf, or the standing on the plains of Arafat. This rite, often construed as the climax of the Hajj, takes place between noon and sunset on the 9th day of the month of the Hajj, when all pilgrims, usually numbering over 2 million, are gathered together in prayer and reflection in anticipation of the Day of Judgment, when all humanity will be gathered in hope for God's mercy. The standing is followed by an animal sacrifice on the 10th of the month. This sacrifice, which commemorates the sacrifice of Abraham in lieu of his son Ishmael, is also observed by Muslims the world over as Eid al-Adha.
Okay, I'd like to interrupt here and remind you also that I almost forgot, April 22nd, that's when they have the big annual CCTV party here at CCTV, and that starts at 6:30, April 22nd, around 6 o'clock. And also, they're going to elect board members. They're going to hand out awards to a lot of the membership of CCTV. So you don't want to miss that one. There's plenty of food, plenty of drinks, and plenty of entertainment. So once again, that's April 22nd, and that's the big annual party here at CCTV when the board of directors are elected. So they got some fine candidates running. So you can get out here and at 6 o'clock, 6:30, April 27th, 2nd, for the CCTV's annual party. Okay, you come on out and have a good time.
Or Eid al-Qurban, the second of the two great annual Islamic festivals. The sacrifice is followed by the stoning of the Satans and an additional farewell circumambulation of the Kaaba. During the Hajj, people of different nationalities, languages, and colors gather by the millions at Mecca. The unity of the human family as an expression of the unity of God is made explicit and palpable during the Hajj, when the pilgrims are united by devotion, ritual, utterance, and dress. On the Hajj, there is a single humanity, without room for discrimination between master or laborer, black or white, elite or lowly, native or foreigner. Today, millions of Muslims around the world make their way to Hajj by road, sea, and air. As pilgrims of diverse races and tongues return to their homes with a sense of awe and serenity, they carry with them cherished memories of Abraham, Ishmael, Hagar, and Muhammad. They will always remember that universal concourse, where poor and rich, black and white, young and old, met on equal footing. Above all, each pilgrim returns with a prayer on his or her lips. May it please God to find